real with y'all for a second? I just want to acknowledge that sometimes life is hard. And y'all, especially for someone who puts so much of their life out here on social media, when I put out a video or I put out a post or I put out something and it doesn't do well, I start second guessing myself, and some of that imposter syndrome starts creeping right back in. And listen, I try to go easy on myself, and that's the same advice that I would give to you as your planner BFF, but I get it. Sometimes it's just not that easy. I always try to tell myself that if my content connects with even just one person, then it's so worth it. And that in particular happened to me earlier this year. I felt like I really wasn't connecting with my community, and it made me really second guess myself. But when the going gets tough, for me, I try to find things that make me laugh. For the first 9 months of the pandemic, I really dived into The Office. I became a super big Office fan. But the other day, I was actually laughing at myself. And it happened because I picked up my first planner, y'all, and it's duct taped together. It's a mess. But it made me laugh because I thought about how I used to plan. And it got me reminiscing on almost how far I've come over the past 2 years here, sharing with y'all about planning and what that looks like. And the way that I planned has changed so much since then. Hey y'all, it is me, Lauren, here with Plan with Laur. I am your best friend and your go-to gal when it comes to all things planning, productivity, and how to use the resources that you have to plan today for a better tomorrow. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the planner mistakes that I have made and sometimes the things I have to continue to remind myself because my planiversary is coming up here soon, and I thought it would make the most sense to go ahead and take a walk down memory lane. Now, you probably won't laugh at these same things in the same way that I will, but I'm sharing this with you because I hope that pointing out my own mistakes will help you acknowledge that mistakes are okay. That planning is a highly individual journey, and that sometimes it's fun to go back and look at who we used to be and laugh at ourselves. Now, before we dive into this video, let me know in the comments down below what are some planner mistakes that you made when you first started out. I can't wait to read your comments and for all the discussion that we're about to have. All right, so let's talk about these mistakes. Now, the first mistake that I made when I came into planning is I thought that there was a one-size-fits-all planning solution. When I found the planning community on Facebook and on Instagram, it was the absolute best thing that happened to me. Before, I loved planning, but I felt like I was an island by myself because none of my friends or nobody really understood why I was so obsessed with my planner. But when you find something new and you feel passionate about it and there's a community surrounding it, well, I, like many people, dove in completely head first. Now, I started finding all these people posting all about their planner stacks with 7 or 8 or even 10 planners. So I started snatching up planners left and right. I had all these goal planners, a budget planner, a work planner, a home management planner, a self-care planner. And then I figured out that having 6 planners didn't work for me. So I boomeranged to the next conclusion, that I would find this one magic planner that solved all of my problems. Spoiler alert, I never did. But I thought that if I just found this one planner, I would be crushing my goals, I would be organized, I would be productive, and above all, I would have found the elusive planner piece and I would just be happy. Now, what I preach here on my platform, I hope that you take as a lifelong lesson. There is no perfect system, and you should use whatever products that you want to, or none at all. When I stopped looking at other people and getting jealous, that's when I truly fell in love with planning. I feel like I just gave y'all a sermon. I gotta take a sip real fast. Woo! Okay, so the second mistake that I made is I believed that there were only planner success stories. Now, I think that we all know that social media is only a fraction of someone's life. And I think while we all conceptually, we know that and we understand that, when you're scrolling on social media, it's a whole nother story. Even with people who go live all the time and post all these photos and get on their stories every single day, we still do not know all the unique things that make them a human. How could we? And as much as it seems that people are sharing on social media, there are a whole bunch of things that are going on behind the scenes. When I first started out planning, I would see all these beautiful pictures of planner spreads with these perfectly filtered photos sharing their wins. Meanwhile, at home, I had a half-completed spread with absolutely nothing checked off, and I felt defeated. And to compound the issue, as I had mentioned beforehand, it wasn't just one planner, it was 6 blank, unused planners. I couldn't wrap my head around how people were posting their wins all the time and their multiple planner stacks, making everything seem perfect, having these perfect spreads, but then also being able to go out and spend time with their families and And of course, I know now, especially I know as someone who decides to post their life online, that that's just what I was seeing. Behind the scenes, there were probably so many other things just going on, and that everybody uses social media a little bit differently. Some people want to post their wins and their successes because it makes them feel happy. And I want to cheer them on in that process. And for me, it's been really cathartic to create my brand around those same struggles that I had starting out, about how we plan or we don't plan. And I think by embracing the fact that we all have those half-completed spreads and those plans that get put on paper but never get completed has allowed me to connect deeper with my community. And it's something that I love. And the last planner mistake that I made, this is actually gonna get a little vulnerable for me. I was trying to be someone that I wasn't. Around this time last year, I bought a disc planner system. And I bought it because, not that I needed it, or even that I wanted it, but because everybody else was doing it. It was a turbulent time in the planner community, and lots of people were trying out lots of different things. And I felt like overnight, everyone had ditched their coiled planners in favor of disc planners. And I wanna put a disclaimer here that even though I do not use a disc planner, I do have many disc notebooks. I love the companies that make them. This is not anything to be said about companies or people to use them. I'm just sharing a part of my journey. But I caved and I bought a disc planner because I was so worried about what people would think about me if I continued to use a coil planner, or if I didn't switch into another planner, and I was so concerned that I was going to lose followers or lose a part of my community if I didn't switch over to a disc planner, even though I knew the planner would never work for me. So I bought it and I mocked it up and I posted about it, but it wasn't me. And I think that that particular experience really was a pivotal one for me, because I lost the confidence in myself. I lost trust in myself. I stopped believing in my own voice, and I allowed societal pressure and fear to dictate how and when and why I was showing up online. Spoiler alert, didn't help me grow. In the past year since this has happened, I have gained so much more confidence in myself, in my abilities, and I've also started therapy and doing a lot of other things. But at the time, I hadn't arrived there yet. And by accepting these mistakes, by recognizing the mistakes that I've made over the past 2 years, and mistakes that I know that I will continue to keep making, has allowed me to start trusting myself again and believe in myself again. And hopefully by accepting the fact that mistakes will happen has made me a better connector with y'all who use and who love your planners. So to recap here as we close out the video, some of the bigger planner mistakes that I made are: 1, to think that there was one perfect system that was magically going to change my planning. Found out super quickly that that was false. Number 2 was really comparing myself to a lot of people on social media, but really thinking that there were only planner success stories. Again, spoilers, there are not. Social media is just only one part of life. And number 3 was trying to be someone I'm not. And I think that this is a larger life lesson and all of that fun stuff, but really in the planner community, really thinking that I had to use a specific brand or I had to plan in a specific way. And as someone who was trying to find and create a community, that I had to do something or be someone to be successful in that. And again, spoiler alert, that is completely false. All right, y'all, now that is all that I have for you guys today. Let me know in the comments down below if you feel comfortable sharing what are some of the planner mistakes that you have made and when you realized you made that mistake. All right, y'all, now that is all that I have for you guys today. If you are new here, I hope that you decide to hit that red subscribe button and stick around and hang out with us. I upload new videos every Monday and Thursday. And as always, y'all, my name is Lauren here with Plan with Laur, and I'll see y'all next time.